Copper is one of the most enduringly popular metal finishes to use in an interior, and I think looking back to 2017, copper really started to take hold. It became an almost millennial movement, and pink, copper and marble was literally the top tier combination. Things have changed a little bit now. Copper's become more of a mature, elegant choice for an interior, and today I want to share with you 10 of the best colours to pair with copper. It's one of the most searched topics on Google in relation to copper, and I really want to give you some good inspiration and advice for using copper in your home today. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nicole from Sleek-chic Interiors. So let's just jump straight into it in this no-nonsense quick video today about what colours you can use with copper. So coming in at number 1 is the obvious and most classic choice, and that is pairing white with copper. Copper and white is a hugely popular combination. You see it in lots of rooms in a home, from the kitchen, particularly the bathroom, but obviously in an interior space such as a bedroom as well. The two colours just work really well together. I'd always use copper as an accent colour, but in places like a kitchen you might actually choose to use it as an overall kitchen splashback, even in the sink, so it really ties the space together. Now I've actually featured a kitchen here that I visited quite recently. It was actually part of a copper mine, and they had a stunning copper kitchen, and I just want to show you what it looks like, and obviously we'll come on to some of the other colours that are featured here shortly, but it does look really good when it's in a kitchen setting. But just make sure you tie those metal accents together so it makes it feel intentional in the space. Now coming in at number 2, we have copper and black. Now some people may be afraid to pair black with copper because they're both considered accent colours, but I think they can both be used in their own right. I'm a huge believer that a black accent can bring a really beautiful finishing detail to a space. Not only will it add definition, but it will add modernity with it as well and just tie the whole room together. But when you're using it with copper, just make sure you do use black in a few well-placed accents. It's going to tie the room together a little bit better and make the space flow. Number 3, and we have perhaps one of my favourites, copper and blue. Now copper actually looks great with a whole range of blues. You've got your navy blue tones and also baby blue. Now this might be a really nice colour combination that you might see in a snug or even a bedroom for creating a really inviting feel. Number 4, and we have one of my millennial favourites, and that's copper and pastels. And let's talk about pairing copper with baby pink. There's no secret that this is one of the hottest combinations. It definitely was back in 2017, but it still works together really well today as well. Whether you use pastel pink on your furniture with a copper accent on the legs, or you introduce copper with various table details such as a table lamp, copper coasters. I mean, copper is just a beautiful accent, and it just looks so good with the pastel colours because it really pops and creates a striking contrast. Number 5, we have copper and turquoise. Now copper and turquoise is a really popular wedding colour. They have rich tones and depth, which means they work really well together. I love turquoise with copper because it absolutely pops against it, and you could use it in a load of different settings. A bathroom it would work really well, but alternatively it could come into its own in a bedroom space as well. Number 6, we have copper and grey. Now grey can be a very cold colour in an interior, and I always suggest introducing 2 to 3 other colours to create a really warm environment. And because grey can be seen as an elegant and cold hue, adding copper accent into the mix is a really good choice because it brings that warmth and depth with it, and it just offsets the cold hues that can come from using grey in an interior. Number 7, copper and terracotta. I'm talking about all those rusty tones. Now copper has sort of red orangey undertones, and you might think that it will end up clashing with terracotta, but actually I think it creates a really warm and sumptuous feel. I particularly would use something like this in a bedroom, or perhaps even a cinema room when you wanted to create a really enveloping, inviting feel. All you want is a few well-placed accents of copper, especially if you're using terracotta as your main dominant colour in the space. Number 8, we have copper with brass and gold. Now hear me out on this one. So mixing metals in interior used to be a really taboo subject. You used to have to mix the same metal finish throughout for a really cohesive space, and whilst there is some sense in that, we're in the 21st century now, guys, and mixing metals is such an effective way of creating additional visual interest in a space, texture, and bringing depth in. Now I really love mixing metals, but you do need to do it in the right place. So for example, in a bathroom bathroom, I would never mix copper taps with brass fittings because it just looks wrong. So in a bathroom, make sure you keep things consistent. But I'm talking about perhaps in a kitchen space, you could definitely have brass taps and copper hardware or copper sockets and switches. You do just need to pick the right settings to do this, but if you do it effectively, it can look really, really good. When you do mix metals, just make sure you're not adding too many other colours into the setting as well, because it's gonna cause a clash of colours. It's gonna be really distracting to the eye. So working with neutral or earthy colours is a much better choice of colours if you are looking to mix your metals like this. Number 9, we have copper and red. Now, if you're looking to create a really bold, striking contrast in your interior, this is a perfect choice, and it's just one up from using terracotta with copper. This is a combination that can easily go wrong if you don't use it correctly. So if we're talking about a kitchen, you might have a copper splashback and red cabinetry, or perhaps in a bedroom, you might have a red feature wall, and then you might have copper accents on your bedside table, such as in the form of lighting or vases. And coming in at number 10, we have copper and wood tones. The rustic nature of wood really offsets the warmth and beauty of copper. I love the mix of these together because you can use it in so many different interior schemes, from Scandinavian to your more modern rustic, and even in traditional settings as well. Wood and copper both share similarities with their warm tones, so you do want to pair them with some softer colours to help neutralise that, and you might want to look to creams, whites, sage greens and even baby blues to really create a lovely, relaxing but also elegant setting in your room. So whether you choose to go all out with copper or keep it subtle with really neutral tones, proof is in the pudding that copper does go with a huge range of colours. It's super versatile metal finish for your interiors, and I personally love it. Remember, you can introduce it as an accent colour for your interior hardware, decorative details and even more large scale areas such as a kitchen splashback or kitchen sink. So I hope you enjoyed watching today's video, and I'll see you on my next one.